Good morning to everyone. Thank you for coming here. This is our fourth session of this International Day of the ETSIME 2025. So welcome all. And in this session, in this talk, we will have the University of New South Wales. I know it's a very interesting destination for you. It's a new agreement, so I must thank Serkan Saidam that is coming from there is the director of international relations from the mining engineering faculty. Maybe
chair of mining engineering.
Chair of mining engineer. Excuse me. So he's going to talk about the university and which kind of opportunities you have there to carry out your mobility. So, Serkan, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for
All yours.
for the invitation. It's quite special time. I already been 3 weeks thanks to Professor Tobar. He hosted me here and we're doing a collaborative research together. And this is my second time visiting UPM and 2023 already, right? Oh my God, it's almost 2 years now. But not the last time, I'm sure. I mean, I experienced last night Real Madrid Juventus game. That was very special. And I'll be back on December. So
if they would have lost, it wouldn't be so special.
I mean, for both sides, I mean, Juventus is also a very good team for me, but of course, I have a special heart in Real Madrid because of Arda Güler. I'm originally Turkish. And my story is about I finished all of my degrees in Turkish 9 Eylül University, including PhD, and moved South Africa. I think I got a picture, but anyway. So for postdoc at Wits University and then worked in De Beers, Diamond is Forever mining company. 3 years as project manager, and since 2006, I'm in Australia at University of New South Wales, Sydney. Now the new name is UNSW Sydney. University of New South Wales is the old name, but everybody knows. But now UNSW Sydney is the official name of the university. And I'm going to give a little brief about UNSW Sydney and then talk about Faculty of Engineering and then talk about specifically mining program. You can stop me anytime. Let's do it in informal way. And so
you have to share the screen.
Sorry, I didn't. Sorry.
Don't say it.
Okay, sorry.
Zoom.
Um,
No, that is. Are you sharing already? Zoom session? No, that is not a slide. Or is this Zoom session in the chat? You are connected, but you.
Okay,
this one. Excellent. Sharing the screen. Then you can just right.
All right, so everything's okay? Good. Okay, UNSW Sydney. We are in Sydney. I mean, I'm sure you know where it is. One of the most beautiful cities in the world. We got 77 beaches in the city. So it's the center of surf area, Bondi Beach, very famous beach in the world, one of the best in the world. The best in the world. We got some sharks, but it's fine. That's the living in Australia. So I like to start with acknowledging of country. I gratefully acknowledge the traditional owners and their custodianship of the lands on which we originate this talk. This country known as Australia, and where Aboriginal people have lived and practiced their culture for many thousands of years. I pay my respects to their ancestors and their descendants who continue cultural and spiritual connections to country. I recognize their valuable contributions to Australian and global society. And so,
14.
Okay, excellent. So, University of New South Wales, we got 6 major faculties, most of the disciplines, including art, design, and architecture, social science, part of art, design, and architecture faculty, business school, engineering school, law and justice school, medicine, and health and science. So, we got everything. And here. Oops. Okay, now. Just to understand the size of the university, we got 83,000 students. So that's very big university in global sense, right? And almost 50% is international. So you will be very comfortable studying there. We got about 4,400 PhD students. 1,100 of them are engineering PhD students. Engineering is the most successful, I would say. I mean, if they hear my recording, they will be upset, but we are the best faculty in university. So we got about 8,000 academic and professional staff members. So academic excellence is very, very important for our university. And as an example, UNSW is home of 26 of the world's most influential academics in their world, in their fields. I'm not one of them, but maybe in the future. So we got also recognized our researchers, prestigious international, national, and state prizes and awards. So I'm not going to name them. You can read it. So we have very important innovation culture in the university. Entrepreneurship is super important. And for example, Robin Denholm, she is the chair of Tesla, graduated from UNSW, as well as Airtasker's owner, founder, Jonathan Louis, also graduate of UNSW. And you can see some of the other names. And we got one astronaut as well, Megan Christian. She's UK astronaut. She's going next year to Moon as a female astronaut with European Space Agency, graduate of chemical engineering, for example. So talking about UNSW engineering, so by the way, we are ranked number 19 in the world, 19, as a university. So talking about engineering faculty, so this is our campus. I mean, we got 3 different campuses. In Sydney, we have this campus in Randwick City, which is very close to the heart of city center of Sydney, but we are very close to Coogee Beach as well. You can see it like 5 minutes drive, 30 minutes walk to Coogee Beach. And you can see the location of the schools of engineering. So I'm in Minerals and Energy Resources Engineering. Here is the school. Angel, Professor Toba visited us last year. And we are the oldest school in the university. It's called Old Main Building. It was hospital during the Second World War. It's a heritage building, but inside is quite luxury and the modern. But outside is heritage building. And we are number 1 ranked in Australia in engineering faculty ranking. So we got 8 schools: School of Biomedical Engineering, Chemical Engineering, Civil and Environmental Engineering, Computer Science and Engineering, Electrical Engineering and Telecommunications, Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering, Photovoltaic and Renewable Energy Engineering, and my school, School of Minerals and Energy Resource Engineering. So we got about 15,000 students in engineering faculty, and we got about $130 million of research income. It's quite a large income. So these are our research centers. I'm not going to go through this, but this is our new center, which I'm happy to say that I'm leading. It's called NextGen Min. And next generation mining methods, we just started establishing this center. The vision is developing, transforming mining sector for achieving zero waste, zero emission, and zero human entry. So why are we doing this? Because extracting just 1 gram of platinum removes moving and processing 1 ton of ore. That's been said by Australian chief scientist Katie Foley. She is also a geologist. So that's why we are targeting zero waste in this research center. And net zero targets by 2050, everyone knows that. So probably, and zero emission is the target for mining as well. And also we are currently in the depth of 1,500 meters in Australia, in South Africa, 4,000 meters depth for mines. So sending people on that depth is becoming almost not feasible and impossible. That's why we need to develop zero human entry mining methods. The focus of this research is developing new mining methods targeting zero waste, zero emission, zero human entry. I briefed that the reason is I'm going to come up later. I need a lot of PhD students. I'm going to recruit about 30 PhD students from next year. If you're interested to come to Australia, talk to me. So going back to engineering, so if you know that silicon photovoltaics, you see the solar cells on the roof, that's invention of UNSW and invented by Martin Green. And polymer membranes, 1980s, we developed. And most recently, quantum computing invented in UNSW in 2020. So I'm going to skip most of it, but Institute for Industrial Decarbonization is the new institute. Decarbonization is very important for every industry, but it's also very important for part of the mining industry. That's why we're targeting zero emission for mining industry in research. So we got a lot of accelerated programs. So PhD students or any student come up with an idea, university supports them to get their IP and patents, and then let them to establish their startups companies. So we got very advanced accelerated program and entrepreneurship program. And we do a lot of education innovation. So, we got cutting edge programs like quantum engineering, resources and renewable engineering, geoengineering, geostorage engineering. And we got Australian Graduate School of Engineering. And we got industrial training and work integrated learning. And women in engineering is super important. And I'll mention this a bit later. So, okay, a little bit of talk about my school. I'm doing quick because we can have discussion. So School of Minerals and Energy Resources Engineering, formerly known as School of Mining Engineering and School of Petroleum Engineering. Back in 5 years ago, we merged two schools and the name changed as Minerals and Energy Resource Engineering. So we've specialized both in undergraduate and postgraduate programs, and international collaborative research is very important as we do right now. And we have the best teaching and research facilities in resources and engineering in Australia. I'll show you why soon. So mining engineering, I don't think I need to define what is mining engineering. I'm skipping that. That's a typical mining engineering program, right? But geoenergy and geostorage engineering, it's brand new, just started this year, replaced petroleum engineering. We closed petroleum engineering last year and opened the new program called geoenergy and geostorage engineering. That's the unique program in the world. No one has this. What we're aiming at, sustainable extraction of subsurface energy resources and energy storage. Basically focusing on net zero future, carbon capture and storage, geothermal energy, nuclear energy as part of it. So our school called MIR, Minerals and Energy Resource Engineering, capital words, letters of the name. So the important thing is the rankings. So we are number 2 in the world as in mining engineering and number 10 in petroleum engineering. So that's very high achievement if you think of. So we'll probably become number 1 very soon. And we got 4 years single degree in any engineering, not only mining, including mining. We got bachelor's of engineering honors degree, bachelor's of mining engineering, and bachelor's of engineering honors in geoenergy and geostorage engineering. I don't know, the definition of honors degree. So you can do engineering degree in 3 years without honors. Very uncommon, super uncommon. I've never seen anyone in the last 20 years doing it. You can do it 4 years honors engineering degree to include your thesis in the last year. So that's what's called honors. So it's a British system. If you come across honors, do you have honors? The question you need to respond, if you've done a 4 years engineering degree with a thesis, yes, you have honors degree. All right? But the average should be above 65 weighted average mark average. So then you can do dual degrees in UNSW with almost any discipline. So engineering is between engineering, like mining and mechanical, mining and civil, mining and anything you want, mechanical engineering. And also you can do it mining and arts, mining and law, mining and science, maths, physics, mining and business, commerce, very popular. So you can do anything and everything with 5 years degree with 2 diplomas. It's called dual degree program in Australian universities, most of the Australian universities. Postgraduate programs are different than European, many European. It's again a British system. And we got 2 master's degrees. One is Master of Philosophy, one is Master of Engineering. Master of Philosophy is a research degree and field. Master of Engineering, it's coursework. So typically, if you are mining engineer, you don't need to do the coursework masters because you already got the knowledge. Popular for mechanical engineers, civil engineers, chemical engineers. They don't know anything about mining. They do study like 2 years or 1 year masters coursework, only no thesis, small amount thesis, no very little research, and they got the master's degree. That's very, very popular because mining is very big in Australia. So almost 8% of GDP comes from mining. So it's a very, very large industry. And the biggest industry in Australia is mining industry. We got a lot of skills shortage. So currently, Australian mining industry requires about 500 mining engineers every year. All Australian mining schools can provide 50 to 70. So the others come from overseas. So it's a huge opportunity. So doing a master's degree, it gives you opportunity to step in because you got the Australian degrees. It's get easier to get the working visa. That's why it's very popular, especially in Asian countries. So we got accredited master engineering program, master of engineering mining or GACS, or means geoenergy and geostorage, geotechnical engineering, diploma of mine ventilation, statutory mine ventilation officers program, certificate programs. For example, if you're a truck driver in the mines, you don't have any degree on mining engineering, you can do certificate program, or you can do diploma programs. If you got higher mark, then you can go to master's program, then get the full engineering degree. It's nothing about you, but that's just giving an information. We got amazing teaching and research laboratories, advanced virtual reality technology laboratory. That's unique. That's an invention of UNSW. That's we have in mining school. So I have visited that. So we got you can even go to Mars and the Moon on this 3D environment. And also we got hologram table. So that's very unique as well. So you can do 3D hologram table, you can view your mind plan and things. So we got hologram table, and most recently we got the hologram wall as well. So this is the most advanced teaching in the world, technology in the world, not in mining, everywhere. So we got next generation reservoir engineering like CT scan facilities, core scanning technology facilities, which we develop in UNSW. We got all the other like rock mechanics, ventilation, processing laboratories. I'm not showing that because every university had all those, but we got the same. And most recently, we also invested on space mining, which I lead this group, Space Resource Engineering Laboratory. It's under construction. I have visited, and also we will have Munya. We also have dedicated corrosion laboratory. You can see the pictures we're doing rockfall tests there. So our partners and collaborators, only including the companies here, and also now that's the important part. So I am assuming that you are undergraduate students or master's students, right? Who is undergraduate? Who's master's? Who's undergraduate? Undergraduate? All of you guys are undergraduate. Okay. So in Australia, you don't have to do master's to do PhD. You can go directly PhD after undergraduate degree. So I put application guide, and higher degree research means master's by research or PhD. All right? That's what HDR means, higher degree research. So I'll show you what I mean. Okay. If you go to the application guideline in UNSW, let's say you want to do PhD. It gives you information step by step what to do. As I mentioned, it's quite very important. You can do directly after your undergraduate degrees. You can start PhD immediately in Australian universities, not in our university, every university, and British as well. So you don't need master's degree. So eligibility requirement, English is obviously it's not negotiable. All right. You have to have IELTS or TOEFL score. Most probably IELTS most preferred. You need to have academic results of that, not normal IELTS. If you go to application English requirement, you will see what is required. So you need to get this English proficiency test results. It's not negotiable. Okay? English requirement is compulsory. You need to have relevant scores from IELTS. That's not negotiable. So you need to have 6.5 average out of 8 minimum in every category. All right. Writing category is the most important category. If you get like writing 7 and speaking 6, they will accept. Yes, writing is more important than speaking. So because we know that you will be fluent very quickly.
So they come every balance for Earth that
I don't know. You need to check this in university guidelines. No, it's global system. IELTS is global system, British system.
the other one is TOEFL.
TOEFL is the American system exam. IELTS is the British exam. Both are acceptable. All right. So whatever you prefer, but I don't know. You need to go and look at what is really.
Cambridge was also quite useful here in Spain. With the certificate of English.
I don't know. Check the university guidelines. I will be very surprised if they don't accept Cambridge. Yeah, probably check the website. So you can find all the information here and the steps. First of all, you need to understand, are you eligible or not? You need to have engineering degree, honors degree. All right. You need to have, I think, 65% weighted average mark minimum. But it's all the guidelines there. You need to check that eligibility. The most important thing is English. All right. English requirements, you can't negotiate. Okay. The others, it's all are negotiable with your supervisor.
This logic because at the end of the day, almost all the studies are done in English. You have to have it to demonstrate that you are able
About the website because it's share the website.
Okay. You can't see the website. Okay, I realize it.
It's all the website, but the presentation was still there.
You do that. Stop sharing.
What?
Sharing it. Yeah, sharing
In
it.
the game.
So I'll share this.
The screen. Exactly. That's it.
This one.
Now you can see it. All right. Sorry about that. I didn't realize. So after you find out you are eligible or not, then you need to find the research area. What area you want to work? Rock mechanics, space mining, decarbonization, whatever is your interest research. Then you need to find the relevant supervisor. But I'm here. You can send me. I can find you the supervisor. All right. So that's easy step. So if you have an interest, contact me. Doesn't matter what area it is. All right. And then you need to write a research proposal, 1 or 2 pages maximum. You need to write in the proposal what is your interest, what is the background study, what is the methodology you will take. And then your supervisor reads that and agrees with you. Then he or she will send you an email. Okay, I accept to be your supervisor. Then you have to put this email in application process. All right. Then supervisor has to interview with you online and ask questions about your interest, check your English, and check your interests, and ask you about questions. We got a form to fill. Ask you about questions. What do you know about Australia? Do you know Australia is quite expensive? So what is your interest about research? Why you want to do it? You gotta, it's a process, formal process. Then we fill the form. Then you need to submit 2 reference forms, which we will guide you. That's the form. Let's say you will send a reference letter to be signed by Angel or Israel. They need to fill the form, your abilities and things. They send me these forms, not to you. Then I review it. If they're all good, generally good. And then I put the reference letters in application. I accept with your supervisor. University reviews it. Then we send you an offer. With that offer, you apply visa. All right. For Spanish, it's very easy. Visa is very easy for Europeans. All right. So the next question, obviously, scholarships. All right. And if you go to scholarships website of UNSW, we got 2 or 3 different terms. Okay, by the way, UNSW has 3 terms, not 2 terms. But we're changing this in 2028, go back to 2 terms, so don't worry about it now. For research, doesn't matter anyway, but you need to enroll in every term. So for international students, you need to apply International Postgraduate Award, University International Postgraduate Award, UIPA. Super competitive because you're dealing with Chinese students. All have very high marks. All right. However, so we got the Chinese students graduate with 95% WAM. So we know Europeans cannot get this. And so we know that, but European students have additional points, extra points. Females have extra points because engineering is less than females. We got to put. I have to tell you the truth. So, European students have extra marks for scholarship. Female students have extra marks for scholarship. All right. And your academic marks are super important. Highest is better. So if you just come up with 65% graduation, I guarantee you won't get the scholarship. You need to have, or sometimes if you are 65, but you are the number 1 in the whole class, then we will adjust that, Your ranking in the class is important too.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. The scores, the grades that count are the percentiles among the UPM grades, for example, or
we convert that.
The absolute value over 10 is the percentiles. How high are you in comparison with the other students? Is that? Or is the absolute?
One is an absolute ranking, but also if there is different measures. So, for example, the top of the class has been 8. You will divide by 8, and you will.
No, we got a conversion system for every country. So don't worry about it. So if you graduate with 6, we will convert the percentage. We got a system doing that.
Okay, because the average here in the UPM is not very high because of the.
Yeah, but we will be corrected with it.
Yeah, but that needs to change because you're competing with the other countries. I think you need to sort of normalize. Otherwise, your students getting disadvantaged in scholarship. I tell this to many countries. Professors tend to give low mark, but you still give the low mark, but increase that. Give additional because it's not good for students.
Especially when I was a student here, not long time ago, we have to say we were competing with the rest of my schools of the country and so on and so on. And probably you will have not an international career, but now also you will have also international careers. in your profession. That means it's important that everyone has the same possibilities in order to get and to advance in that way. I have got a 6 about 10. That is not bad. It's not bad, but it's not enough in order to compete with other countries that provide probably.
So one other thing is that Sydney is one of the most expensive city in the world. It's more expensive than Madrid. I can see that, and I enjoy that. But the scholarship is 39,000 Australian dollars and tax-free. So $39,000 is enough for Sydney. Let me put it this way. But if you come to mining school, most likely you'll get additional top-up, either $7,000 or $10,000 additional. So the mining students always the richest in the campus because they got additional scholarships always. And if you are female, we got additional female engineering student scholarships. So you got additional advantages. I'm sorry, guys, but that's the reality in the world right now in engineering. If you go in business school, art or female, they give scholarship for the males. That's very interesting.
But do they offer them for the males?
No, it's not,
But it's an interesting campus. I've been there, say, 1 year ago, and it's fantastic. It's a lot of, we say, sport fields, for example. You can do many things there, and it's located at how distance from the beach. 1 kilometer from the beach, or whatever. You can walking distance to one of the most nicest beaches that we can have. And it's a very nice place to be.
And additionally, this is the government scholarship I'm talking about. On the other hand, I received quite a large funding thanks to APROC and other partners. We have money to provide scholarships. So if you don't get government scholarship from Australian government, like a competitive, very competitive, so we have industry money to give you as well. So we got two main options. The most important thing is, first of all, the topic and the supervisor and the project and your willingness and also your academic achievement. One important thing I need to mention, because you're not going to the master's program yet, you don't have research experience. The first thing supervisor will ask you, how can you prove me your research experience? Because if you don't have research experience, very difficult for you to get what is PhD about. So I strictly advise, if you are interested in PhD directly after undergraduate degree, your thesis, I'm sure you got the thesis project, right?
Yes.
Must be super good focused research, preferably industry focused. All right? And anything that you can prove you have research experience, that's a huge thing for industry funding. And the second thing, if you can publish any research paper together with your supervisors, that almost guarantees you to get scholarship. So when you pick your thesis topic, think carefully, try to publish your research outcomes in highly relevant conferences and journal papers. You wouldn't know them, but your supervisors would know them. Okay? That gives you big advantage. Okay, I think I'm done, but I'm happy to answer questions. So I will be in the desk, but I can give you this little gift, miner USB, which have all the information in it. And you can always see that and remember University of New South Wales, UNSW Sydney, sorry.
So thank you very much.
And if you got any question,
Yeah, we
let me
have
know. I also have some business cards.
maybe we have some minutes for question here.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So, is there any question for Serkan?
Say again?
That's it. Okay.
The Australian accent.
My accent is
Probably-
I'm Turkish. I'm Turkish, but I got Australian accent and a little bit of South African accent. It is difficult. I mean,
I have known Australian people, natives, and it's not difficult at all. It's much more difficult the British one. I mean, for me, it wasn't difficult.
look, I mean, I'm flying back to Sydney tomorrow. When I enter the Qantas flight, my ears are okay. I can hear Australian accent now. I'm feeling much better. But I'm Turkish originally. I worked in South Africa and now in Australia. I did 3 months in US as well. So I'm used to accent, and people say that I got French accent, Italian accent. I heard I have Russian accent. I got South African accent. Nobody said that I got Turkish accent, but I got Australian, trying to get Australian accent after 20 years. I mean, I can try to do some Aussie languages. We call it mosquitoes mozzie. You know what is OJ? OJ? Orange juice. Australians like short words like mozzie, mosquitoes mozzie, spidey, spider. So it's this type of, it's Australian English is funny, and Australia is super safe place. It's similar to Madrid. It's expensive place, but you get the, it's a really good food. My best, restaurant, tapas bar
Yeah.
in the city.
Yes, enjoy it.
And you can eat, yeah, Melbourne. I was there last year. I watched your college, yeah. I mean, sorry, I shouldn't have said it. I'm in Spain.
Weather is fantastic as well, and Sydney has a very, very nice weather. Just to be, and they say that it's cold, it can be 14 degrees Celsius or something like that. It's cold. Last year they have had one day snow.
Yesterday was 37 degrees in Sydney, and because we're going to summer.
So
You
exchange
can
semester.
explain that. Yeah.
I mean, in the agreement, it is an exchange agreement. So I was going to ask you if you had mentioned
I can.
the possibilities of exchange for studies. I mean, the typical exchange mobility where the students take some subjects, undergraduate subjects, or even master
It's
one.
called practicum. You can. Oh, okay. So that's complicated. Okay, so it's called practicum program, like global program. Now we got agreement. You can come to my university, my school, to do as an exchange student. All right. So the 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, whatever they preferred, you and us. So the important thing, you can do that, and when you apply practicum, you will see $1,000 fee. I can waive that, so don't worry about that. So professors can waive this money. So I mean, even though it's like 500 euros, it's quite small money, and you need to find your professor who is gonna accept you, which you can contact me on that. And then the most difficult part is matching your courses. Because we are in the Southern Hemisphere, your summers and winters are completely opposite us. Plus we got 3 terms. So what you need to do, you need to find the curriculum, the courses you have, courses we have. You need to match, and your international group office can help. And our student, because professors will never do this. I will never respond to such an email because I don't have time to do that. You have to look at our course program. You have to look at your course program, and you need to look at which ones you can take on that term or that year. All right? Then everything is fine. Then the next question you ask, the transition to research. So while you are in UNSW, everything is much easier because you get to know the professors, then you already establish a relationship. That's going to be the most important thing in getting scholarship. Because one question to be asking, ranking the students, do you have any previous relationship with that student? Tick. For example, you can do the thesis with university's UNSW professor, then you almost guarantee the scholarship, because it's a huge benefit for scholarship. And you're already there. You don't need to worry about your visa and how long you're going to take to come there.
The most difficult thing is just to adapt because it's different between Northern and Southern Hemisphere. There is one difference in the timing when you have to start, maybe some months in order to do.
So it may delay your graduation here because of Southern Hemisphere, but who cares? Because it's a huge career benefit for you.
And the second thing is just one term, it has to be accepted that the curricula has to be adopted in that country.
And the cost is yours. Living cost is yours. We cannot provide funding for undergraduate students. So we provide scholarships. Okay, I didn't say that. For PhD students, we got 2 scholarships. One is tuition fee scholarship. One is living allowance scholarship. So it means tuition fee is what you need to pay to university for enrollment. So that's about $40,000 per year. So living allowance, which is like your salary to live in Australia, it's another $40,000. So each PhD costs $80,000 technically per year. But university waives the tuition fee. So it's free. If you got industry funding project supporting you. That's what I meant. So don't worry about that. 40,000 is the only needed money. And either comes from industry or comes from government scholarship, doesn't matter. You may have European scholarships as well. I have no idea about that. You may have Spanish government scholarships. You may also apply them. That's also
European Union as well. But anyhow, just to clarify, when he talks regarding dollars, it's Australian dollars.
Yes.
Around
$2 Australian euro. Euro.
Just to
in the UPM, there are those scholarships for going to Asia. Okay, so all Asia and Oceania,
Asia Pacific.
Asia Pacific, all the destinations there, you can apply to the scholarship. It's not much, but I think it's 3,000 euros. And I am in conversations, not still signed up, but I am in conversations with LineTech, with a startup from Ricardo Lain's daughter, who eventually could offer an extra scholarship for flight, something like 2,000 euros, but that is still a more.
Oh, the industry scholarships cover the flight as well.
Any other question?
And another thing that I forgot, when you study PhD in University of New South Wales, UNSW, UNSW gives you travel funding to go to international conferences. One like $3,000, which is enough to go to international conferences throughout your PhD. But my school also gives another travel funding. So during your PhD, which is about 3.5 years to 4 years, you can go 2 international trips. It can be in Europe, it can be in China or Indonesia, or US. It's your supervisor's decision. But most of the international students use at least one of them to go back home. But of course, relevant conference around home, you know.
For example, maybe we are members of the Society of Mining Professors. every year there is one meeting that we participate on the annual general meeting. Last year was in Australia. This year has been in Germany, in Aachen, and next year will be in the US, and in 2 years we'll be here. We'll be in Madrid, by the way, in 2027. So that means you use, for example, these conferences. Some students, you are a member of that, and you can apply if there is this type of conference, for example, in order to
So
travel as well.
if you are already final year, fourth year, if you are planning PhD, you should already start applying. Okay, because term 1 is in February. Okay, so you will probably cannot start in term 1, but PhD terms doesn't matter. You can start any term because it's not forced. Oh, one thing that I forgot, in PhD, you don't have to do any course. Only one course compulsory, which is how to do research. So it's a GSOE 9400. It's about training you to do research, like how to write literature review, how to write high quality papers, how to present. This is compulsory course for every research student. It takes a couple of weeks. You need to sit in that course and then pass. There is no mark, pass or fail. That's only that level. If your supervisor wants you to take some courses, he or she can decide, okay, you look weak on that area, maybe you should take this course. And it's free for you. Up to 4 courses are free. You can, let's say you're doing an AI related artificial intelligence in mining. So your supervisor may ask you to take a computer science course. You may sit down in the course, it's free for you and pass because it's kind of important. Or any relevant courses. That's your supervisors and your discussion. You may ask, can I sit in this course? That's right. You can also sit in any course without writing any exams, just to audit, just to sit and listen. That's also allowed. Okay, so there are very big flexibility. So PhD means full-time research. The expectation is to write papers. So we got thesis by publication. If you write 3, 4 high-quality journals, you don't need to write thesis. Then your PhD is done. So it speeds up the process. Okay. So I got quite a bit of experience. I graduated 28 PhD students in the past. One just graduated yesterday. She was working on renewable energy. So she was working on vibration, energy harvesting from the vibration. So she developed a technology from the ventilation, like air blowing. And she puts a little tap there, and when the air blows, it creates the vibration on this little paper, and that creates the energy, harvests the energy to feed the sensor. Now she's establishing startup company on that, and she's getting the patent on that. So this type of research, and she's renewable energy graduate, she's not a mining engineer. We got mechanical engineering, we got too many different disciplines, but lots of mining engineers as well. Rock mechanics, mine, economics, planning, and everything.
Wow.
So I'll be around to answer your questions if you got any questions. So I have some little gifts, and also I can give my business card. So we have a desk outside.
Yeah, he will be in the desk. Maybe now we will eat maybe from 2 to 4.
Yeah.
He will be available in the desk. Okay.
I'm not sure totally 2 to 4.
So
Something after 2.
You are interested in check to have PPT discussions. They were much better if we have 2 o'clock there in the.
Yeah, the best thing is about creating a personal discussion. I mean, book a time with me, personally discuss. You can ask direct questions, because we record here.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you again, Serkan, and
Then people go to see as well.